Well, hello everyone. Hi, how you doing? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Spiritual View. Glad to have everybody here. And I know we're going to have some more people coming in. So, because we had the Pisces new moon, we thought we switch things up a little bit for everybody today. So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be having you ask one burning question. And that burning question will get one card. And so, no multiple choice questions. It has to be just one question. And really, we're still in that energy of that new moon energy. If you haven't gotten the chance, go ahead and look at the recording from last night. We're still in that energy. We'll be in that energy through tomorrow evening. You can still set intentions. You can do it right after now if you want, after this is done. So, really take that opportunity to um, set something great for the next 6 months, because there's so much astrology going on, and we might as well put energy into things that we want to do. So let's get started. Oh, I want to do one more reminder. I do have my class starting Monday. That starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I will put that in the chat so that if anybody's interested in it. $25 for 5 classes, and it's Venus retrograde and going on the my mind just left me. Going on the high priestess path. High priestess path. Ed's here, Kathy's here. Hello everyone. Hello. So let me repeat that again. We are going to be doing a special tonight where we are going to allow you to ask one burning question. So one question gets one card, and we will be pulling cards for any. If you have a question in there, that means that you want a reading. So one burning question. And with that, I will go ahead and turn it over to Angie so she can do a clearing for us.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Also, it would help out if you put your number and then your heart and then your question. So that way we can kind of see the heart and know that there's a question there. Definitely helps me as well. And then if I roll dice, then I'll already have numbers there ready to go. Okay, so I'm grabbing my grounding stones and we're going to go ahead and get our feet planted on the ground if that's comfortable for you. Both feet nice and grounded. And I'll invite you to close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Blow it out of your mouth. Again, a little more force with the exhale. And again, and this time as you're blowing out, push all of the air possible as if you were squeezing all around your spine right into the center. And then we're going to finish with an inhale through the nose and a lion's breath out, relaxing the jaw and add some heat. All the way down your spine, right into the root. Great angels and guides, ancestors of the highest white light, known and unknown, who love us all unconditionally. Thank you for bringing us messages today of the best and highest good for all who are watching whenever they watch. I call on Archangel Michael to ground and protect our energy in the Earth Star chakra and bring forward any information regarding the soulmate journey that is for the best and highest good towards heart healing, so that we can attract all kinds of abundance in our lives this lifetime. I call on Archangel Ariel of the sacral chakra to tamp out any false evidence appearing real or false ego appearing real, so that fear does not determine or deter messages, and instead pulling on our creative forces to bring these messages forward in a way that most people will be able to understand them. I call on Archangel Shamuel of the solar plexus chakra purely to witness our joy at being able to be in a position to bring these messages of guidance to those who are watching. I call on Archangel Raphael of the heart chakra. Our heart cups are full. We pour all the love and compassion that we have available into the messages today without depleting from our own heart's cup. I call on Archangel Gabriel of the fifth chakra to please bring in messages and help us interpret them clearly and concisely and deliver them the same way. And any messages that are needing resurrection for energies that need to be healed, especially patterns that would deplete or avoid heart healing, please bring those forward so that we can express and speak about them today. I call on Archangel Metatron of the third eye and the sixth chakra to help us all tap into our lessons learned this lifetime and all other lifetimes that are relevant to today's messages. And I call on Archangel Uriel of the seventh chakra to please guide us and tap us into the realm of esoteric knowledge in the fifth dimension to bring messages of heart healing from our angels on high and the healing frequencies of the highest vibrations to come forward and bring those messages in today for the best and highest good of all who are watching whenever it is they watch and that love us unconditionally. As we breathe in, up and above our head, exhaling our white light energy around us as above. Exhale, finishing that sphere of light, so below. Angels, please surround our white light energy in your golden light of protection, and any energies that are not meant to come forward today or are malevolent or even in a joking manner be returned to sender. Thank you so much for protecting all of our energies in the spirit of higher calling, raising our personal vibrations, and by doing so, healing the planet one healed heart at a time. We are truly grateful. Namaste. Amen and amen.
Thank you, Angie. And
Okay.
what I'll do is I want to talk about what the Pisces new moon reflected for us. So I do want to bring that up just briefly. I'm going to present that share screen. And yes, I am a Gemini. I talk through everything. Okay, there we are. And I will bring that back to everyone so we can see that on the screen. Okay, so let me make this just a hair bigger. There. And then I'll go back to my little arrow here. Okay. So as of yesterday, what we had was a 9-degree new moon in Pisces. And what we're setting off for this intention is that the very next 9-degree new moon there's going to be is going to be the eclipse in Aries. And that's where Venus is about ready to station retrograde near that degree. So we have all of this going on just as we're coming into this Venus and Mercury retrograde season. Venus stations retrograde tomorrow. Right now, everything is direct. So again, if you haven't had a chance, set your new moon intentions because everything is moving forward and is direct right now. We do have great opportunities to heal the mother wound as well as healing the witch wound. And the reason being that we do have this Cheroklo energy at 19 degrees. And we had the moon crossing over that and going over Ceres, which is the energy of the mother. This happened the very day of the new moon eclipse and then went on to this energy of the new moon and then moving forward. And you do have that North Node and Neptune energy there. We also have the fact that last month when we had that new moon in Aquarius, the new moon in Aquarius, which is at 9 degrees, it was exactly square both Hecate and Vesta. And Hecate right now is going to be in a trine energy to this new moon. Hecate, about new beginnings. So that can heal the witch wound, because actually Hecate and Cheroklo are in a square, right? So we have that energy going on where there's a great chance. And what do you feel is holding you back from your gifts? We are going to be finding out a lot about that as Venus goes retrograde and comes back into the place of her exaltation, which she'll be going back over Neptune, downloads there, the North Node, getting us to where we are meant to be going. So if things are happening in your life and you might be thinking that this is a bit chaotic, and chaos is the word that is going to be our flagship from now until at least, I would say, the end of April. Because on a global level, everybody is getting this shift. We are coming up within the next several months with Neptune. The day after the eclipse in Aries, the day after is going to enter Aries from Pisces. And later on this spring, later spring, Saturn is going to be entering Aries. So these are outer planets that are going to be moving. And then this summer, Uranus enters Gemini. So big changes, a lot of new inventions, lots of jobs changing. So take this opportunity to set intentions. When Aries comes, I generally don't set intentions during an eclipse, because it's very much about fate. It's about taking a look at your chart. You still should look at your chart and see where that house falls for you with Aries in it, because the new moon is going to be there. So both the sun and moon will be at that degree. What is starting brand new for you? What is your brand new start? And that will be happening on March 29th. I believe the other eclipse, I don't have my stuff handy, I believe it's maybe March 13th, that we will be having the eclipse that is with the Virgo energy, and that's 23, almost 24 degrees of Virgo, with the sun being in Pisces. So again, that area is being activated in the chart, very near the North Node, very near Neptune. And we just had Mercury, probably is going to be going over the North Node probably tomorrow, I would say. It's been moving on its way to get into Aries, with getting ready for its retrograde. So there's a lot of things going on. There are a lot of changes coming forward. We'll try and keep you updated as much as possible with that energy. So do you have any questions about any of that? Let me go ahead and stop the share. There we go. And you're back. Hi. Any questions at all about that, or what may be coming? It's really hard to predict anything. Go ahead, Elizabeth, please.
A little off topic, but I think you'll be right on it. The world points, how we're hitting those, but there's the 4 main in the cardinal.
Right.
And then there's the other 4 in the fixed or mutable.
Mutable is where Pisces is.
Mutable. And I believe it's Mercury at 5 degrees. It can be marked. Can you help me understand that?
Okay, so with what is going on, again, you also should consider the North and South Node in all of this.
Yes.
Yeah. And that would be Virgo South Node. I believe that anybody that has Pluto in Virgo, our generation is being asked to step forward, as things are going to be changing in such a way that we have the experience. We lived where we had to wear nylons to work. We had to wear understated jewelry, no dangly earrings, all of that, or a uniform of some kind to work. And it was very, there was a lot of control going on in our personal lives. So you have all of that and Virgo, Pluto energy is I think it's like 56 or 57, all the way up to 72 when I looked that up. And that covers a lot of space. All of the 60s, Pluto and Virgo. And it can be about that um, being of service in the thing that you want to do, and not having servitude, but taking a seat at the table to be an equal partner in decision making. That, I think, is the energy that we're stepping into, as well as the divine feminine is getting lit up with lots of energies coming in, lots of downloads, especially with Venus retrograde and Mercury both talking to each other, that you will be getting significant opportunities to welcome in additional gifts or to increase the gifts that you have, because we are much better at allowing. That's feminine energy. We're allowing that energy to come in. We are, especially at the world point, because you mentioned the world point, and I want to make sure I mention that as well. The all of the cardinal signs, which is Aries, but Aries 0 degrees is the very beginning of the zodiac. That's why it's such a huge thing. All of the other 0 degrees of the cardinal signs are significant. That would be, you look at Aries and Libra. You look at Cancer and Capricorn. So those things with this last eclipse that's happening in Aries is going to be squaring anything in Cancer and Capricorn at 9. And then they're also going to be in an opposition to what's ever in Libra. And poor Libra has had enough of having the South Node there and everything, people with the relationships. I think it's also going to be saying, we're going to have a new way of, because those are the relationship axis, having a new way of defining what our relationships are and not going along to get along. Aquarius will encourage community, but Aquarius is also independent. Aquariuses love people, but they want to live by themselves. Venus in Aquarius is someone who wants to be married, but wants them to live in a different house, right? So that is that energy of the Venus in Aquarius energy. It's very much, love people, don't want to live with them. So that is the energy that you get with what's going on. Yes, we want everyone to have equal opportunity, right? We want people to contribute to society, but we want them to be individuals as well. And that is the main takeaway from this, with that Aries energy and the last eclipse in that area of the chart. And then you're going to be having, very soon after that, you're going to be having that 0 degrees occurring. The very next day after that eclipse, Neptune goes into Aries the very next day, which is a huge event to have happen after an eclipse, because anything that happens in between the eclipse and a week before and a week after any of the eclipses, it's huge energy. So that's why people are talking about the middle of March through about the second week in April. Very big changes. Watch what comes out I still advise you not to watch the news, because you're not going to get any, you won't get truth enough to make decisions, is what I'm saying. You won't get truth enough to make decisions. So just be very low key about what's going on. And really, I would say just settle into your own energy of, you will decide here what is best for you. Don't go into fear for any reason. That means someone's trying to control you. Don't go into anger for any reason. That's another way to control people. Just be in your own space. I don't think people, I think this group is very well elevated and kind of knows what they think. But I think that people out there that don't know what's going on in the astrology and don't know what to do with all this crazy energy, just don't know how to act. So I have a tendency just to kind of think your thoughts. and I think that's really important right now. I think grounding, the only thing right now that is in earth energy in the heavens is Uranus. So everything else is stacked in between Aquarius and Pisces right now. Venus is in Aries, but she'll be coming back. So we need a lot of grounding. I know I went off on a tangent. Did that answer at least most of your question, hopefully? Okay. Good.
No, it wasn't a tangent, baby. You're awesome.
Yeah, it was
Great.
yeah. We
It's
like
great.
we like the tangents. We like them. I was
Yes,
seeing that there
yes,
was a
yes.
bucket in
And
the sky.
Yes.
I see hey to everybody in the chat. I want to just quickly remind you guys, if you haven't, put your one burning question in there also.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
So as long as we got all that covered, that's a lot of information to get covered. But things are going to be happening, and just we'll keep you updated on the astrology. But really, for right now, through I think the end of March, there's such there's things happening constantly, and Venus and Mercury retrogrades are going to be starting, and Neptune's involved, so there won't be any clarity for a while on things that are out there. So let's take a look now at, we're going to go ahead and start our readings. And I believe, Marcia, you're the first person up. Did you have somebody selected?
I do. So even if you did not get a chance to put your question in the chat now, Donna, I pinged right in on you. So just concentrate on your question, or certainly if you want our collective energy on it, feel free to drop it in. I have already drawn a card for you, and just based on what Dawn said, it's such a completely beautiful and appropriate card. I'm drawing from the Wildwood Tarot, and you got the Page of Arrows, and this is the Wren. And so think about a time, this lovely young bird stepping out in springtime for the first time, examining the world around it, which is rapidly changing. Okay. Everything is melting, water's flowing faster, everybody's waking up. People that want to eat you or just, but everything is in chaos a little bit, right? But the energy of the Wren, I think the timing is very important, because this would be between the spring equinox and Beltane. And Beltane is May Day, or May 1st. So that time period for you, Donna, is going to be very important. And let me read you some of the key words here. It is watchfulness. It is determination. It is work. And so your job right now in this time is, whatever your question is, the answers are in meticulously observing the changing environment around you. Okay. And there is wisdom coming in. It's like a vigilant guardian is there with you, is how the other energy that I would put with this, even though it's a page, right? But you need to be embodying kind of this youthful energy. Well, let me just read you one sentence from the description here. Your youthful mind and determination will carry you forward, and your nascent skills will bring you to a dynamic realization. Your nascent, your very natural skills. So you likely already have that, maybe fast energy, quick, observant of everything around you. The answer to your question is right there in that observation. So hopefully that's helpful. And I think I am passing it back to, hold on, Jen.
Okay. So I have pulled for Venus, and I had already pulled her card before she put her question in, but I am so excited to show her her card. So will you be able to get back on track financially this year? I used the Healing Waters Oracle, and we have King Tide, and it says plenty, prosperity, receiving the fullness of life. So I do believe that you're getting back on track this year. An especially high tide that occurs several times a year when the moon is either new or full and is closest to the earth in its monthly orbit. The king tide swells the waters of the world. The king tide is a time of plenty and abundance. It's a time when everything seems to be at its fullest and most alive. This card delivers a message of receiving all that you've created, of opening yourself up to truly enjoy the bounty of where you are while it's here. Like in summer, when the days are at their longest and our energy seems to be at its fullest, we're encouraged to embrace all of life with open arms. to receive wholly and fully while we can. Perhaps you've been working towards this moment for a very long time. This is your reminder to enjoy it while it's here, to welcome all that knocks on your door, to experience all that life has to offer for you right now. This card is full of blooming flowers and of the season of summer. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, lie on the soft grass, and take in the view. Do what you love and what makes you most come alive. Relish everything about this moment. What you're longing for is ready for you to embrace it. Be ready to receive. What have you been working towards, and how can you open yourself up to receive it more fully while it's here? And this connected me back to the reading I did this week, that actually the seeds you're planting right now, they are going to come to fruition in the summer. So, I mean, I think it just connects right back. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch that one, because I do think it's connected with you. All right. So next is Elizabeth.
Yeah, hi everybody. I pulled for Crystal, which now they say Venus. It's like, Crystal has been in the house. Crystal, I don't see your question, but I hope this helps. I actually have the King of Cups in reverse, and I feel that you're a little bit stuck, being triggered, maybe some anger issues, something like that. And I just want to say some good self-care is really important. And it's a good time for you to really step into your personal power, things that you hold really dear to your heart, and use your voice and go ahead and express yourself and communicate. Because I do feel like something's coming around again that you'll need to speak about, not in a bad way, good karma, but it's coming around again. And I want you to know that, and not to reminisce too much in the past, to stay in the moment and focus on your intuition and how you can make some really good, deep connections, not revisit the past. And if anything has to do with work or some opportunities you're looking for, to be really curious and stay super alert for signs, because this feeling that you may have right now is passing, and I do hope that helps. Yes, Venus, I know. Crystal, thank you. I do hope it helps. If not, drop a question and one of us will grab it. Thank you, Crystal. And I'm going to turn it over to Miss Dawn.
Hello, I am going to be reading for Mandy. Mandy, when I looked at your message, I immediately thought of relationships and the fact that you just had the axis of Libra and Aries activated in your chart, and that would make Libra your first house, which means there was a lot of things that you had to release up until the time the nodes changed signs on January 11th. That was a big part of what was going on for you. And I think the lesson too with that, my heart went out to all the Libras and Aries that were going on then, because, especially Libras, because the South Node going through your sign, and I feel bad for Virgo now, it's really tough. Those are really hard lessons about things that you need to release. And it wasn't easy. And especially because that's a relationship axis, one-to-one relationships, that was a big change. So I drew a card for you, and the card is Never Ending Story. I'm trying to get it to focus. Okay, here we go. Eventually. Here it's focused. Okay. Anyway, self-criticism, the wounded ego, unnecessary dramas. There is a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurts and loss, rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manner of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, must not go there, should not say that, lest your world come crumbling down. Today, know that none of that is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs to be seen as a victim. Love that lost piece of you. Fear is all it has known. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply the voice of your fearful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. And I'm going to change that fearful part to fearful past, because this new moon in Aries is going to have you set new relationships. This is a time to set new relationships and new boundaries. You have all the authority here. And hopefully all of the toxic relationships have moved out of your life, either by your choice or theirs. Rejection is protection. And I want you to feel that this is going to be a brand new start for you, because it is. And you will be able to move forward going into the next season, which is the 8th house, and exploring what is going on for you. I know that the nodes moved back, so it would say the 6th house, your everyday stuff going on in Pisces. This gives you a chance to bring a spiritual practice into your everyday life. And I would highly recommend that for you. So Mandy, that is your news, and I will turn it over to Angie.
Yay, Miss Kathy, you're up here. And oddly, I was using my Guardian of the Night tarot and I got stopped. So picked up another deck. So we shall see why here. Where's your spiritual path taking you, and are you on the right path? Oh wow. Okay, I see why now. Star seed elemental, and just kind of, if you can, take a screenshot of that card there, Kathy, because I feel like you're gonna want to refer back to this and meditate on it. The first main color here is blue, and utilizing that throat chakra. Also go back and check out the charm cast, because if you remember the how I commented that it looked like the wings were actually it was a one half of an angel wing, and it landed on the air element card, and it looked like there was an angel wing tattoo on the character there. That could be a sign for you. That could be someone coming into your pathway, or someone that will show you this next step on your journey here. You also might want to go down a rabbit hole of what a star seed is, if you're not familiar with that, because that's a big deal. And then in addition to that one angel wing, and the tattoo image is coming up very strongly. Furried and feathered friends there crossing, again, more blue energy, and we have the eagle spreading its wings. So it might even be a set of eagle wings. I feel like that's going to be a sign there for you. Let me see if I'm getting anything more in the card. It's like a funnel of energy. This is definitely connected to past life. It's a 45 card, so that this is this year. This year coming in, and I would not be surprised if it's by September, especially what you're manifesting now, because the new moon will bring in the results of the full moon in Pisces in September. Wow, this is a pretty big deal. So soak that in. Yes, you are on the right path. And I feel like that you're going to get an obvious sign. It may be, it feels like a tattoo to me, either, like the journey wing, or one angel wing, or even an eagle tattoo. So tattoos coming through pretty strong as a sign for you there. And back over to Miss Marcia.
Marcia. No, I've never heard that before. Okay, here we go, y'all. I have pinged in on Miss Lucy. Miss Lucy had a question regarding her career, and after being laid off, whether she should go back. There it is. Okay. And Miss Lucy, I pulled for you from the same Wildwood Tarot. You've got the 17 card. This is the pole star. Lucy, I want you to think of your North Star. I also want you to find out where your North Node is. The timing of this card, interestingly enough, is Imbolc. Imbolc is a very sacred, but it's a big deal in pagan ceremonies and rituals, and it happens on February 1st. So I don't know if you were laid off at February 1st or around that timeline. Regardless, there was a moment then where, go back, check your messages, check your journals. You were given an indication, a big indication, or even now from the universe, that you have to follow your heart. If you truly love corporate work, then do that. But you need to be showing up in the world in the suit, the meat suit of what you love the most, okay? And I'm going to read you part of the reading points here. The pole star it stands between the elements of air and earth. So this is perfect in this Piscean energy. I just feel really blessed that you got this card right now, because you can manifest. And this card is reassuring you whatever you want, as long as it's what your heart desires. I also intuitively, this has been coming in big for me lately, but notice the pattern of the stars in the sky, kind of a swirling nature. There is a parade of planets that is unprecedented happening in the sky tonight. Look to the southeastern sky, and you're going to see 7 planets who have all been talking to us with their new moons for the past 5-6 months now. And you have likely been getting ping after ping after ping after ping as to what you are to be following. I'm sorry that's so long-winded, but I was very struck by this pole card, this pole star card for you. So reading points. The power of the universal lore is at work here, either within individually or permanently a web of circumstances that will bring profound change and new spiritual hope. The pole star is very prophetic, and the guidance is inspirational knowledge, which has been risen and will guide you on a forthcoming journey through the forest. If you hold this ancient and basic truth near to your core of your being and navigate it, you cannot go wrong. It is there as a talisman, as a symbol of the universal cycle of nature. Wherever you are feeling lost in the dark or the labyrinth of life, remember that the same laws of the primal matter that bind the pole star and fuel its giant heart also formed you. Okay? Don't take that layoff personally. It was a gift. Now, this is your salty mama kicking you in the butt saying, go chase what you love. Okay? All right, Miss Jen, you're up.
I have pulled for Peggy. Let's see, where's her question? Okay. So she wants to know, is there anything else she needs to do to get me further on my spiritual path? And so I pulled with the Art of Manifestation Oracle. What can you do to get you further on your spiritual path? We have the card Persevere. And the first thing I get is, Peggy, you're already doing everything that you need to do. You just keep doing what you're doing. We have, who would have thought that a humble acorn could grow into a mighty oak tree? But of course, this takes time. Whatever you are involved in, this card brings a message of reassurance. Your hard work and continued effort and dedication will come to fruition. You are asked to persevere and trust. And so I'm just going back to, like, you already are doing everything that you're supposed to do. We've had enough conversations that I know, like, you're in this stage of already instant manifestation. If that's not alignment, I don't know what is. So just keep going. Just keep that, high vibration. You are changing the planet just by being in it. So, like, I'm so proud of you. All right. So the next is Elizabeth.
Yes. Ditto that. That was really cool. Right now I'm pulling for Natasha. And I believe you said you wanted to know how these transit would affect you and what's ahead. I do have the Ace of Wands for you, which I see as the beginning of Aries. So I feel like, honestly, I don't think I've read for you before, but I don't really know what you're going through. But I do feel like you had a lot of heartbreak or something, a big change to adjustment. And I want to let you know that there's a lot of healing coming in. I want you to think about Archangel Raphael, I believe is what's coming to mind. And that there's going to be like a very much a renewed sense of yourself, and that the days ahead, as you get to this, you're going to release a lot of the toxic patterns and behaviors and things like that that may have bothered you over the last year or two, and start to very much heal any issues around trust and caution is the word that came to mind. And I think caution might have a little bit to do with fear. And, I hope that you'll just trust that you're protected and not to fear. I have read, see, it comes in and goes out though, or I have dementia, I'm not sure. But you know that you have privacy with me when I read because it just comes and goes. And I apologize, but I just feel like that there has been some crap, and just hold on, be grateful even when it hurts, and this peace and calm is going to come over you. And as we start to move through Aries season in a timing way, I think it's going to be a lot better for you. And I do hope that helps. I'm sorry if I forgot what I've read before. Much love. And now to Dawn.
Hello, I'm going to be reading for Ed. Ed, I saw your question earlier. Is Eris involved in chaos? Usually, but what I will say now is specifically Eris is towards the end of Aries right now. And what's going to be happening, she's very slow moving. And the sun, when it hits that will activate her more. So we're talking at more towards the end of, I would say, let's see, into April. In April, she's going to have more of an effect because the sun will then be hitting that degree where she is at. And that should be interesting. I think there's a lot of changes coming. So your question, I'm looking to break down the weaponized incompetence and smears. Inspiration for a fresh approach would be most welcome. And honestly, I think that the weaponized incompetence and smears will break down on their own. That was the download I got. That's what the astrology is saying. Just sit back and laugh at them because they are going to be, and I know that you're in England. I know this, but all of the governments are getting that, all of it. So there's going to be a big mess. I mean, all of a sudden there'll be a contest on who can be the most incompetent, and that everybody will be doing. So what I got for you though, and I actually tried a different deck and it would not throw me a card. So finally I picked up this deck, boom, didn't even have it in 3 seconds, card came out. This is Truth Be Told. And I like this for you because you're very upfront, honest, and you should continue to be that way. There is the truth, which is the essence of a thing, and then there is a truth, subjective according to the philosophy or the believer. Okay, and this is not a time for debate about which truth is truest. This is a time when you are called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open in your communication with others and with yourself. Nothing less than surrender to what is, peeling off the layers of denial that kept you tied to an illusion will set you free. Be authentic and gloriously flawed, and spirit will answer with miracles. So I really like that for you because it's about you being your authentic self, not hiding who you are. And I think that is going to be when your authentic self and you put that out there and you put that energy out there and you're not afraid of that, the universe recognizes that. So I would say I would really just know that whatever you're facing is going to be broken down anyway. Just be honest to yourself, speak your truth. And it feels like that is what's going to be, and then everything will work out in your favor. It's like that wheel of fortune. I feel it's going to take its turn and it will be moving in the right direction for you. So I will go ahead and pass this on to Angie.
Okay, thank you. That's everybody. I checked everybody off the list unless I missed someone, but that's everybody on the list. So I don't know if you want to hear a message for the collective, especially with all the 8s we've been getting, the 5s and the 10s as well, because I don't see anybody else that had any more questions. If that's okay, I'll just share. Since I'm the last one in the round, I'll share what we got here. And we have a truth be told. So I don't know if it's tailing on Dawn's there for Ed or not, but a lot of that, there is a dragonfly here as well. But I'm zeroing in on the divine feminine cup energy. So that's triangle point facing down. And it's use love, right? With this green, all the green heart centered energy. If we can rise above whatever the irritant is, right? Try to figure out what it is that they're wanting and how can you go about that so that it is a win-win for both parties here. But there's also some kind of a soulmate destined tie to this, and that may be even able to, because I just saw a key unlocking here as well for whoever needs this, unfurling back to love. Whatever this is, I feel like this is some kind of test for people. If we are still feeling kind of sabotage or saboteurs around us, the way to get rid of that energy and to unlock that energy is to do the opposite of what they expect. Right? So if they feel like they're going to get a fight out of you, I feel like if you kind of get in that mode of, well, you got another thing coming and you're going to approach this in a completely different way. I'm hearing that song, you got another thing coming. So I don't even know who sings that. And I'm also, this might even have to do for somebody out there, if this is resonating, especially with the heart chakra here. It looks like, even though this is a dragonfly, it looks like a ballet dancer and she's twirling. So, so it's like the fun is the opposite of what they think that you're going to do. Come at it with love. And I feel like that's just great advice in general, but I feel like it'll be blindsiding them for whatever reason that may be. There's also raindrops on a window pane as a sign. Okay, that was odd. But it is what it is. That's what I got. There's a violet flame here on the bottom of the deck, if that helps anyone as well. It's a 52, which is a 7. Yeah, this is definitely a soul tie. There's a tether here. And all the water and the transformation of butterflies. Do something completely different if you've approached a situation or people around you, whoever this is for. Completely, they'll be blindsided if something comes through love in a higher perspective, for sure. And I think that'll be the end of it. Hope that helps. Back over to Marcia.
Actually, it's going to be me. So I wanted to answer for Mandy about her selling her house. Let's see, where is she at? Okay, where are you at? Okay. So I had already pulled a couple cards for you, Mandy, about should you sell your home, and the answer is not quite yet. So give it a couple of months, and I've got the yes and no, when and how cards, and so it said no for right now. The ship of change locates the straight line within the chaos. Your desire to boldly achieve your dreams attracts worthy opportunities and phenomenal resources. This level of luck is unparalleled. It is the fine line between progress and catastrophe. And so for the when and how, it says true change requires patience and willpower. Your unsurpassed ability to negotiate guides you towards the comfort and stability that you seek. Give it 2 months and the fog of uncertainty inevitably recedes. This allows bright events to burst through the veil into your life. And so if you just give it a couple of months, get into that summer energy, you're going to have better opportunities for your house to sell at the higher rate that what you would have right now. All right, so now I'm going to turn it back over to Marcia, and I think we're going to move over to a collective reading.
Yes, we are going to move to a collective reading, but I did see a burning question that seemed very burning, and it came from Robin. And Robin, one card real quick, Ace of Wands came out for you. That is an answer of not just yes, but hell yes, and do it quickly. So we won't get down into the weeds of the legal situation, but you can come back and we can unfold it. But yes, consult an attorney. Okay, so settling into some collective cards, pulling for all of those watching. First of all, thank you all for being here with us once again. It is just so wonderful to be with you and commingle with you. I pulled from the Intuitive Whispers deck the 22 card, and this card would not stop. It kept flipping out at me. And master number 22, your mind, your body, your soul. Who are you? The question is at the center of spiritual inquiry. You may not know exactly who you are, and that is perfectly okay. In fact, it's good to be curious. This card is drawing you back to yourself to remind you that you have been created in this mind, body, and soul for a reason. Remember that you are exactly where and who you are supposed to be. Your work is to align all parts of yourself so that this divinely created being, which is you, is living your life to the fullest potential. Be gentle and kind to yourself. Open the connection between your mind, your body, and your soul so that you can begin to feel whole again. I'm going to come back to this. Everybody asks, what is my mission? What's my purpose? What am I doing here? Your work is to align all parts of yourself so that you are just the most divine expression of you. And that's what we want to see. So love and blessings. Back over to Jen.
Okay, so I use the Art of Manifestation Oracle to see what we can do to help bring our manifestations in with this Pisces new moon energy. And I got a 22 card as well, and there's 22 people up on the thing. So like that number is very loud right now. So we have your voice, and here's the image. So have your voice. Is there something that you need to say? An ability to speak out can leave us with an inability to speak out can leave us with feelings of hurt and resentment, which then creates a kind of internal energetic roadblock. Voice your feelings to yourself or write them down. Is it time to release the past? And so what can we do to help bring our manifestations in? So I'm connecting with this personally, is that for a long time, I'm saying years, I held on to stuff. I pushed and stuffed and would not speak the things that I knew I needed to speak. And I mean, it was the thing that was literally holding me back. And the minute that I let that stuff out, I mean, the release that came from that was not just the release of all the emotions. It was the release of me being able to be in that stuck energy. I mean, I like just slingshot just forward once I let that out. And that was the fear that I had been holding, me back for so long. Once I got past the fear, everything opened up for me. So that's my advice to everybody from that. All right. So Elizabeth.
Yes. Well said. Well said. And I hate to be the party breaker here, but I've got 21. But I took another look and I got a 25. So, I'm covering a spread here. And they go well together, but I'm going to read this one. This is the mountain. It's all about obstacles, feeling closed in, the net. Ed has a charm in his box that reminds me of that piece of net, some things that we have to, what did he say, kind of trim up, and before you do the final press on your clothes that you're hemming. But also, this is about teaching you to really trust your internal guidance and to trust to follow that compass inside of you. And it says, trust that what pulls you forward. And I want to add, I believe this came up in my daily divine message as well. And to find joy in the word I was looking for was an expedition. I kept saying hike. This is a lot more than a hike, but little by little, you will get to the top of this mountain. And it says to open yourself to uncertainty and see where it lies, where it leads you, excuse me. Rash judgments and decisions keep you from making discoveries. Remember, stillness and mindfulness are your friends. And that came up with Natasha as well. And it says to ask, what obstacles are you grappling with? And take the mountain one step at a time. Rushing your climb could lead to fatal mistakes. So as we begin this new Aries and these world points and everything that Dawn has been sharing with you, just no sense in rushing and follow your compass. Expect the unexpected, it does say. And I want to also follow up with talking about the hike and the journey, what makes your soul sing and brings back that certain passion and what feeds your spirit, as well as looking at your core foundation and your personal strength, your emotional balance, and your physical strength to go on this hike and this expedition and feel balanced and able to navigate the challenges. So I do hope that helps. It's come out a lot this week. So don't look at it as obstacles, but just these little daily challenges we have, and we can do it. And I'm going to send over to Miss Dawn again.
Hello, I have a 21. Don't feel left out, Elizabeth.
Oh,
I was like,
wow.
I don't have a 22. And then when you said 21, I was like, yes, got it. Okay. I'm not competitive.
But look, it's 21 up there on the thing. So it's like all thinking.
I saw that it's been flipping back and forth between 21 and 22. So exposed and revealed. Collectively, there's going to be a lot of that going on. And as far as you personally, a lot of things may come out that you're not comfortable about sharing. There may be shame that you feel, and I think it's unwarranted shame, that we are self-conscious. We feel like we have imposter syndrome. We don't feel like we can do it, and we can. And other people are going to be stripped of their secrets as well. And no one should be looking at anyone with judgment. One of the lines in this is something that I truly love. Know that life loves you and the universe doesn't make junk, only magic. And for me, that is really what it's saying is that we're going to be going through a lot of changes. A lot of things are going to be coming out. The astrology is saying that very loudly. And just give yourself grace. You are stronger than you realize. Forget about the whole imposter syndrome thing. I think what's going to be exposed is that you are greater than the sum of your parts. And you will take that forward, especially after you've proven you are an honest, sincere, authentic human being, and there is not a thing wrong with you whatsoever. So I will pass this on to Angie.
Okay, thank you for pulling that card, Dawn, because I knew I was missing something. I was like, what am I missing? And I kept going back to this violet flame card, and I was like, oh, the eye. So see that big eye up here? And then with our final question, what I'm zeroing in on is there's two little eyes floating in here, and all those little gold nuggets And that was in my write-up today. That was included in our song of the day, and we talked about the it's not a golden river energy. There's all these planets. This is called Anima Mundi, and this is the soul of the world and all that is. And it does tie into this violet flame because it's about reconnecting to the soul. Okay. It's about grounding our practice. It's about clearing energetic debris. So if we need to go for a Reiki healing, if we need to meet up with Jen to get our QHHT done, that is going to help release some of that energy from the meridians in your body. And what the Anima Mundi is, or Mundi, is epitomizes, it's very detailed. I'll have to post it for you guys, but it epitomizes the principle of accept all, reject none. Simply put, it is the living soul of the world in all of its multifaceted, multidimensional layers, bonded together by loving cosmic forces. Diversity is celebrated, multiplicity is honored, and nothing is denied embrace. Constructs of separation dissipate into the wonderful mess of shared consciousness. So again, come at any difficult situation from a higher perspective with a lens of love. What would the heart do? What would the soul do? What would heal it for both parties to make it a win-win? Anima Mundi is the link between the literal and the imaginal, the rational and the mythic. It is the connective fiber that makes life meaningful. This card indicates an initiation on the level of the soul. You will awaken the unique light within and witness how this light contributes to the radiance of the entire universe. Oh, that makes me emotional. You will sense yourself as a critical note in the cosmic orchestra. Destiny is altered as you hear the enchanted melody of all living things. So Anima Mundi is the energy behind the entire world. It's a 15 card, and that sister energy of fear, right, and of addiction, of patternings that we need to break, okay, which is what the violet flame is asking us to do, is the 6 energy of the lovers. Okay, and on the bottom of the deck was the 6D card. So this body, mind, and spirit balance on each side, bringing some duality into harmony here, is protected by God with that 0. So when this is light, we tend to the sacred details of life. And when we're in the shadow of this Anima Mundi, it is a focus or being overwhelmed by the bigness of existence. So if we're living in anxiety and fear, the opposite of that, how we get ourselves out of that, is love. And that always starts with the self-love that is ignited by the root. We saw the Ace of Wands twice. The root, the passion. When those sparks come, guys, jump on that bandwagon, because I always say it's not a Zippo, it's a match. And you've got to get used to following those little quick impulses, because that is your spirit talking to you. That is your third eye. That is the connection to the violet flame. This is how we rise above our raisin. This is how we pull up and above and don't pay attention to what the fear people are telling us to be afraid of, because that is a lower level frequency and it will drag us down every time, because it taps into what our true fears are. So I feel like this is just beautiful energy, beautiful cards tonight, ladies. Thank you everybody so much. I'm not sure. I think Marsha's closing us out. I'm unsure, but that was just
No, I'm good.
gorgeous.
I'm the MC this evening. So what I will say is I hope that you've had an opportunity to learn about intentions and how to set intentions. Video was, you'll find it on Spiritual View, that you can go through and do that yourself. Again, I'll be offering that class, and that is starting on Monday. I want you to all enjoy your weekend. Enjoy this time that is coming for everyone. Go out, hang out with your friends. This is a time to really celebrate. Venus is stationing. So she's going to be dug into that degree, but she hasn't quite started the retrograde part of it. So you have the weekend to really just kind of enjoy yourself and be good to yourself. And we will see you on Monday at 10 a.m. on Spiritual View. So good night.